I had meant to do a video about buying comics, specifically on eBay, but then I came across a scam. And we're going to look at that scam as part of this video, coming up next from Bronzeville Comics. I was looking, it was early Saturday afternoon, and I was just looking for deals on eBay, and I'm going to play a large portion of the video that I recorded live as I was looking through eBay. But I'm going to call your attention to a listing for Tales of Suspense 39. And it seems as though this is a scam that has been ongoing. There are people in the community that believe that somebody's account got hacked because it's somebody that has positive feedback. I'm not sure exactly how the scam works, but suffice it to say, after doing a little more homework, look at the book in question. That book actually just sold. And if you check Go Collect, it sold on July 31st. So just under 2 months ago for an even $16,000. The exact same book, the exact same certification number. And it's the most recent sale. And then the scam was that it was listed for half that price. And the danger here is for a high value book, you have to be very circumspect. And when the book is selling for almost 50% off, it's easy to get that FOMO and get caught up. So we'll play the whole video kind of as I was going through it and kind of returning that. The listing has disappeared. I guess somebody took it down. I don't know how, if you're hacking somebody's account, you're going to monetize it. I don't know. Maybe you have some more information. You can leave that in the comments. But there's a lot of good information here on buying comics in general, but specifically take a look at the Tales of Suspense 39 and know that that book sold less than 2 months ago for $16,000.
Hey there, panelologists. This is Jim from Bronzeville Comics coming to you with another video. Before we get started, please like, comment, subscribe, hit notifications, share it if you want. All that helps the algorithm. I really appreciate everybody that stops by and watches the videos. Also, follow us on other socials. Bronzeville_comics on Instagram, Bronzeville_comics on Whatnot. We do sales every Monday night at 10 p.m. Eastern. And if you've not yet signed on to Whatnot, you can use the link in the description of this video to get $10 off your first purchase, regardless of who that is with. Also, in the description of this video is a link to my eBay store as well as my email. So speaking of eBay, we're going to use eBay as the tool, but just wanted to go over some, for kind of beginners, some tips to buying comic books. And things to avoid that we have all fallen into the trap of. My first tip is have a budget. How much are you willing to spend on a comic book? I mean, you could be looking online and see a copy of Hulk #1, be like, oh, that's a great deal for $8,000. If you don't have $8,000 to spend on a comic book, don't spend it on a comic book. If you want something like that, save up and have a nest egg. What I really need to do, and I'm moving towards, is setting up a separate bank account for my comic book money. When I sell stuff, put the money in there and separate it from real life money. Because when I sell comic books, it's not to put food on the table or a roof over my head. It is for comic books. And so I really, want to have that budget. So kind of think, how much are you willing to spend on comic books today? And then what you want to do is make sure that you are spending your money wisely. Okay. So let's say, for instance, a book is worth $100, right? That's like the fair market value of the book is $100. You probably want to try to spend less than that. You certainly don't want to spend more than that. The only time you might want to go above fair market value is when it is a rare book, a book that doesn't come up for sale very often, that the opportunity might not come around again for a couple of years. That's usually when you're talking about golden age or maybe some very rare books that you're not going to find. So keep that in mind. Try to have a budget, stay within it, and try to figure out. Now, figuring out what fair market value is a skill in and of itself. So we're going to look at a few tools. So here's what I'm going to do. It's a Saturday early afternoon. We're going to go to eBay. But first, there are a couple of tools that I use that are paid services. One of them is Cover Price. And it does have, you can type in a book and issue number, and it will look up recent sales of that book, both graded and raw. There's also Go Collect, which does the same thing, but only for graded comic books. And that's one thing that you have to be wary of. Do not pay graded prices for raw comic books. I'm going to be looking for raw books, right? That's more of what I buy and collect. And I prefer, if I'm going to get it graded, I'll have it graded myself. Once in a while, I'll buy a graded book, or if I'm upgrading something that I've already graded. When I have, for the most part, a graded book, it's a book that I've read, I've enjoyed, and then I decide for its value and preservation and to increase the value of my collection to get it graded. So I'm going to go to eBay. Now, what I do is I have saved searches. So let's talk about that. So let's say there's a book that I'm looking for. Let's say I want Action Comics 20. I'm sorry, Action Comics 60. It's the first appearance of the Vigilante. Now, I'm just going to show you how to save a search. So Action Comics 60, there are none available because it is, a golden age book. They don't come around too often. We see a lot of Action Comics. But once you've typed in the search, what you can do is right here, after it shows you the results, just click the heart button and save the search. So now they'll send me an email whenever something, an Action Comics 60 becomes available. Oftentimes, Action Comics 260 or an Action Comics from 1960 will go through these searches, but that's fine. So let's go back, and I'm going to do a new search, and I'm going to set up specific parameters. Shop by category, collectibles, comics, comic books. Okay. Now, there's a ton of listings here. What I'm going to do is I want to filter these results. I don't want every comic book that's listed. Spider-Gwen annual variant. It's weird. I have that one. Anyway, I just saw one of those graded self on was it Bryce Comics stream for a lot of money. I'm going to go to buy it now because I want to see new listings, and I'm going to go to all filters. Okay. So I want to see things, era publisher, I'm open to. You can change that. Like if you only want Marvel Silver Age comics, you can change that genre, character. But what I'm really interested in, because this filters out a lot of stuff I'm not interested in, is price. Oops. I'm only going to show items priced above $20, right? Because there are a lot of 99-cent books there that I'm not really interested in. I also want not best match, but newly listed. And there's a reason for this, because I feel on weekends, you get some new listings from people who are not really comic book folks, that are weekend warriors, right? People who have gone through their own stuff. They've inherited something. They came across, stuff at a yard sale. The people who clean out houses, well, actually they do more of a profession. But people who are not comic book sellers have time on the weekends to list. Now I do want this to be a list view. That works for me a little bit better. You can do whatever you prefer. Okay, so this is going to be, and you do have to refresh this from time to time. And I'm just going to kind of scroll through and see a lot of stuff. Now you'll see everything here is at least 20 bucks. Okay, a new listing of Spider-Man. Now this is interesting. I'm going to just click on this as an example. I'm not going to buy this, but somebody might be interested in Spider-Man 300. So it's $613 in a 9.0. Now, since it's graded, it's best to go to Go Collect. Amazing Spider-Man 300. You could use eBay sold listings, a 9.0, and look at recent sales. Recent sales, fair market value, and that's pretty consistent, of $575. They're asking $613. So now I would be a little concerned with 98.6 feedback. So I'd investigate that more. Plus 65 shipping. So you're talking about $678. I would probably make an offer for less, but I would look at this feedback rating more in depth, especially since it's coming from the UK. That is another potential problem. Okay. So, okay. We're looking. Something may pop up. And every once in a while, you want to refresh this because newer stuff has been added. Okay. What I'm going to do, if it's a library for 25 bucks, I got enough of those. New God 7 for 50. Is this the same seller? Tales of Suspense 39. No, it's a different British seller. $4,600. I'm just interested. That is above my price range. It's 30. 39. What does a 6.0 go for? 6.0 is, whoa, 17,000. What are they asking here? Whoa, 4,600. What am I missing? Oh, I wish I had that. That would have been. Now, if I was going to jump on this, he does have 100% positive feedback. My thing is, that looks borderline 6.0. Scratches to the case and stuff. If we look on the reverse, that's interesting. That is if that's true, that's a steal. However, I'm a little bit, there's something that this is too good to be true, right? This is much too good to be true, right? It's going to cost $4,600. Buy it now for a 6.0. A 6.0's last sale was $16,000. Does that make sense to you? That doesn't make sense to me. I mean, I'd be tempted to buy this, but I'm not going to, I don't really. I mean, that you can do a quick $10,000 turnaround almost. So I'm going to write down this number because this seems fishy to me. So if you're buying a slab, 205. Now this is an older slab, 6881003. 205. Okay. I'm going to go to another tab, and that is CGC certification. Sign in. Certification 205-688-1003. It is a 6.0. Now, this is a situation where you want to buy the book, not the grade, but that is so weird. There's no way. I mean, two things. Okay, so we know that it's a legitimate 6.0. We put in the cert number. However, I would love to see this book. Multiple stains to cover. I mean, maybe. I think it's either the slab is in a bag, or the slab has, you can see kind of, if we go here, the slab has like some scratches there. That's fine. I mean, geez. I want to even get that reholdered, but that is a crazy good deal. Now, let's check out this seller. That's the only item he has for list. Feedback. He sold 1,700 items. Only 43 positives. Not from the same dude. That's okay. Fast payment, trusted buyer, page 1 of 116. So there's there's a lot out there. It seems like but it's the only item he has for sale. See all? Am I missing something? No. Wow. Who else would be tempted on this one? Now, this is obviously a great deal, but I'm going to bypass it because it's not in my budget. So I'm going to refresh the page because we'll see what new listings popped up, and then we can jump ahead. Now, my goal here is to buy something for the sake of Naughty Bits. Ginger, number 3. Slab, Batman Adventures Annual 1. 2. Crack Comics, number 2. $999, $599. I'm gonna investigate that. Crack Comics 2, 2.5. I wish I had that budget that I could have jumped on that Iron Man. Yeah, there's no sales in a 2.5, FMV at 3.5. That's a little high. Right. So I'm going to skip the slabs. Now this is an interesting. Ooh, that's not a bad price for that book. $5.79. Is this Collector's Comics? Is that no, that's not that. Ooh. It does have an Adventure Comics 40 restored. Okay. I'm not gonna buy Batman. I have Batman 251. Blue Beetle 1, which just made hot lists. Because it does look like, that looks like a semi-legitimate seller. It looks like what it is. I would look at previous sales of Tales of Suspense 39 to see if this particular book has sold previously, just because the value so and if it looks exactly like that book, right? There has been instances. Flaming Carrot, number 1. I'm only really looking at raw. And what you'll see is you'll go to the next page and you'll see repeats. Dave Stevens cover there. That one I have. That's not okay. I bypassed that first Scarecrow only because VG minus. I'd probably want a higher grade of that. Basically, what I would be looking for is Bullseye, Mark Jewelers. How beat up is it? That's the question. This could be something that, let's take a quick look. Okay, it is beat. Okay, so I'm thinking there's Mark Jewelers. Value stamp is intact. I'm thinking a 4 is how I would value this. Right? Daredevil 131 and a 4.0. I would pay for the book as it is. Now, this is where we use cover price. So we will look at two things. We'll look at what a graded copy sells for. And then, so a 4.0 is a $150 book. And, you probably should pay about $100 raw for that. They're asking $200. So, yeah, estimated grade 4.5. You're going to get an uptick because it's a Mark Jewelers on a key comic book. But for me, I would want to. Oh, Stranger. This is a book that I have and I'm looking for more of. And this is a book you don't see too often. I mean, I think I have a 7.0 of this. Strange Adventures 180. It's from My Comic Shop, so let's keep that in mind. Right now, My Comic Shop, notice they do not have an option to make an offer. So Strange Adventures 180. This looks like probably in the 3 range, right? What they graded at VG minus 3.5. So I'm going to be a little more conservative because I don't want to pay. And their grading is usually pretty tight with My Comic Shop. I just got a book back. They had graded a 3.0. It's 181 when I did the second appearance. That I thought was a 5.0. This one does look like not, you're not going to get much above a 3.5. There's not a lot you can do with that. But so a 3.5 is like under $100. You probably should be spending like most 150 on it, not 190. But just for information, a couple people posted this, and I knew this, but I hadn't implemented it. If you go to their website, so we want Strange Adventures, and type correctly. Strange Adventures First Series. Start. So let's find 180. Here we go. So here it is. Here's the same book for $165. Right? So what, like 15% off? Right? Buy a 3% buyer's premium charges, checkout, it's consignment. So you're still going to get it for less than on eBay. So kind of it's not a bad price, but for a 3.5, I'm going to take a pass. But there's a hint. If you see My Comic Shop as the seller on eBay, no, you can go to their website and get it for less. So here it's 190. There it's 165 plus 3%, which is just a few bucks. Right? Same book in a 3.5 raw. Other books in different, So yeah, it's a consignment. Now with a consignment, the seller, for my understanding, for My Comic Shop, sets the price. Killing Joe, Heir to the Empire, $60. That looks a little jacked up, but it's worth checking out. Yeah, it's lower grade, beat up. It's on auction. And this is like a 5. I'm going to take a pass on that. For a modern book, I'm not going to go grab something that low grade. First Impulse. That's about right. Oh, First Bloodstone. Let's take a look at that. That's intriguing. This would have to be like high grade. It looks like a little crunch at the bottom corner there. Let's just go full screen. Looks like something there. Oh, and a big crease there. Adios. Spider-Man 1 and an 8.0. I got one of those for $5 the other day. Spider-Man 18. This is worth $389. That's a little above my price range. I'm going to look at it just for condition's sake. That looks pretty sharp. Nothing. Spine looks nice. All right. I mean, some like kind of discoloration on the edges. Yeah, they're definitely tanned inside. I think this is, yeah, that's good. They're asking for more than what it's worth. But it's worth looking at that because, you get a high grade book for early Silver Spidey Ditko era. Russian Spawn. I know I'm probably flipping past something that would be interesting to others. Fantastic Four 27 in a 3.5 was 170. It's got cut already. No. First Tarantula 75. That's about right. Secret Wars 8. I'm interested. It says gorgeous copy. I wonder. Looks okay. Oh, that is not gorgeous. That is not gorgeous up there. Oh my goodness. And also, I mean, maybe it's just the lighting, but it looks kind of tanned to me. It doesn't look white. It's a nice copy, but it is not gorgeous. X-Men 133. Let's take a closer look at this. 85, maybe, maybe not. Where down there? Okay. Is this the only picture? Oh, come on. You're kidding. Lower mid-grade VF. You only put one picture up? Are you kidding me? Somebody else has a lower mid-grade for $69. Like, this would be the kind of book that, like, okay, maybe if it has pressable defects, it might be worth a shot, but not with one picture, sorry. Big old crease in the back cover or something. Lower mid-grade. I think this is, yeah, this is the same guy. There's a few copies of this and it has, like, the same leather ottoman or something. He's taking his pictures on. 810, 2.0. That's a. I think that price is a little high for a 2.0. Yeah. A lot of creasing there. I think 2.0 is a little. There's a spine roll that could be fixed, but only two pictures. Come on, you're selling a book for $800. It's my comic shop. Like, I'm thinking this is more like a 3. So I'm just going to investigate prices. And pretty soon we're going to cut bait in terms of we're not going to find anything. So part of the so yeah, a 3.0, let's say a graded 3.0 is about a 500. A 2.5 just sold for 800. I wouldn't be comfortable paying this price, right? 206.20. I would want to pay closer to $500 for this book. In the condition it's in, you know, figuring you're taking the risk of working on it to fix the spine roll. Not exactly sure what grade's coming back. I think it is graded because the staples. There's only 2 pictures. That's what drives me crazy about my comic shop. Let's go back to their website. An Amazing Spider-Man 5, what they have it listed there for. Amazing Spider-Man for a series. We should see it in the first screen. Number -1. Number 5. So where is that? This is it. Spine roll, residue on an interior cover. They have it for $700. Right. It's the same book, but they, again, only 2 pictures. Oh, what the heck? No, that's another book. I'm like, that's dropping down to the 0.5. Yeah, not if you're in the market for that book, $700 I think is a little above what I'd be willing to spend. But it was an interesting book to look at. All Select Comics number 10. Summer 46. I want the spring issue. Actually, I think All Select was only coming out twice a year at this time. 17 in a 4.0. It's a My Comic Shop consignment. Okay. Stain there. That's what the second Green Goblin. Staples a little wonky there. What does a 4.0 sell for? So I can go down here to number 17. Again, I don't think it's a real deal. I'm looking for deals. I'm not looking like, if you want this book, like a 4.0 graded is $315. They have it listed at $350. Even on their website, I'm sure you're going to find $350. It's probably about $315. That was, they had listed as a 4.0. A 300. I think that's the book. Or best offer. Is that the one with the, yep, that little stain? If I was in the market for that, that might not be a bad place to go. I'm not. Let's see what else has come onto the market. Sometimes I just like to refresh this. Nothing new in the last few minutes. So let's go. I'm going to, because it's something I want to buy, I'm going to do another filter. And I'm going to limit my era, because even Copper Age are easier to find at shows and stuff. And I'd rather those are, I want really high grade. I'd rather look at the book in person rather than pictures. I'm going to limit it to bronze and silver. First Molten Man, 465, a good. Again, these I'm pretty sure are My Comic Shop. So that's interesting. These are all books we've seen. Random 12 Dell Westerns. I don't think there's anything of interest there. Those are pretty old books. But it's like you're paying $4 a piece. What was it? 12 when you add in, yeah, $49.95, just over $4 a piece plus tax. Maybe. They are pretty beaten up. These are books sometimes I find at like flea markets and stuff because nobody else looks at them. 8 horror books. Again, they kind of know what they have. They don't have any of the, I don't think there's any like Adams or Wrightson covers here necessarily. Maybe that's Cardi. Weird War. They're not in bad shape. Scooby-Doo number 3. Clean press grade. I always $10 a book for Charlton Romance. It's not bad. I don't think that price is bad for that book. 38 and a 6.5. What's fair market value to 6.5? Fair market value is 200. Last sale was $1.25. So I don't think that to close that. Let's go back there. 235 is, yeah. It's very hard to find good deals on graded books. I'm not going to spend $100. This is something I have. I want to do an episode on Steranko's History of Comics. I'm just going to show you real quick. This is, my copies are really nice. They used to have them in my public library when I was a kid. You see, if I ever go to a show, this is like what I want Steranko to sign. These are tabloids, treasury sized, maybe even bigger. They are enormous, and they are just like, he has, for all the major publishers of the time, he has histories. I have to dig out mine. First Modern Deadshot, VG Plus, no thank you. 895 for Banisher, nope. 2000 for a 7.0, that's a little high. Journey into Mystery for Cell 275, nope. Silver Surfer, 595 is a little, yeah. I think I need a little higher grade on that to drop that kind of coin. Nope. Journey into Mystery 112, pretty cool cover. I can see tanning already. I don't. Argent of Loki, $139. Yeah. Some subcrease, tanning, chipping. A lot of pressable defects though. But I don't think I'm going to spend $139 on that. There's Punisher 9.2. For Sinestro, jacked up. For 180. No. First Moondragon in a 4.0. That book has fallen since we did not see her in the Guardians, despite her connections to Drax and Phyla-Vell. Doom Patrol out of 5. Let's see if by chance there's a 99 in there. First Gargox, that's not bad. But no 99. It was worth a shot. Somebody who didn't really know. 99 is first Beast Boy. New Gods 2. I'm not going to spend $90 on that. Journey to Mystery 109. Same seller that the other Journey, so I'm sure it's not a great deal. Bunch of Journeys. National Comics number 6. First appearance of Quicksilver. That is a pretty cool book. You know, me, a Golden Age guy, I just like to look at that. Starring the dynamic new character Quicksilver. Nice. 4.5. Cool. New Gods number 1. Okay, $90. Let's see. There's some pen written in there. That thing on the G is probably pressable. Okay. That's going to be, that's it. I guess the date written, because it has a March cover date. I guess maybe it hit the stands in December. The bones of this book aren't bad. It's just two. Let's look at New Gods number 1. Currently, when you use cover price, you have to type in the number sign. $90. So if it's 90, to get it, like, yeah, you'd need it to be like a, I'm thinking double up an 8.5, right? Maybe even a 9. 9.2 just sold for $216. So you need really high grade. I'm not sure you have that here. We'd have to take a real close look. I mean, the spine looks pretty nice, but I'm not thinking a 9. It looks a little soft. It's hard to tell on this cover with all the like cross hatching there. But I don't see any major stains or anything. And then there is some discoloration. Does it look like some damage to the paper up at the top there? Maybe. Definitely the spine could be adjusted, but yeah, some discoloration all over the back. This is like an 8.0. I just want to look at Seller. Seller sells a lot of stuff. They're saying near mint. It's the same seller as before. This is, do I need, So I actually need number 3. I need number 3. I have to look. Let me look on my CLZ app on my phone. That's why I'm say dark. Probably more than I want to spend. Man. I do have number 3, so scrap that. I mean, this, it does. Is that grease pencil? Grease pencil can come out, like the numbering on her dress there. So, but you can see some damage in the bottom right-hand corner. Still reasonably high grade. Does definitely need a press, but you see some paper damage on the edges, and I'm not sure that crease in the left-hand corner there would come out. So I'm going to make this more of a how not to buy comic books video, or what to watch out for. So you saw there were a few things that went through. Did I miss a big opportunity in that Tales of Suspense 39, a listing that seems to have disappeared? I don't know. That's a lot of money to lay out. And even though eBay has buyer protection, it's not 100% guaranteed. The book is coming from overseas. A lot to worry about there. That's why, the more money you spend, the more trust you want to have in the seller. A little bit of a hint that thanks to a couple of viewers on a recent video, My Comic Shop, you can go straight to their website. They're a reputable dealer. They have a reputation. I've dealt with them before. I would be much more comfortable spending big money with My Comic Shop, or somebody that I've dealt with before, somebody that is a known quantity. You see a lot of the eBay listings are priced over fair market value, especially the slabs, but do your research. That's kind of, if you have a want list, if you're collecting, let's say, Amazing Spider-Man 100 through 200, and you have specific issues you want, find out how much those issues are worth. What grade are you looking for? And then kind of go hunting. There are deals to be found on eBay. I found them before. eBay just got slow on me today. And there is a balance. If it's a great deal, make sure it's the right book. I've lost out a couple of times on ridiculous deals on books. There was a Marvel Spotlight 5 for like $100, Giant Size X-Men 1 for less than 100. And I was like, wait, this is a facsimile, right? And by the time I concluded that it wasn't, it was gone. A lot of stuff near fair market value, a lot of interesting books, some of those Golden Age books, some of those Silver Age Spideys, tempting if you're in the market for that. But again, set your budget. Don't spend outside your means. And you could even do in the filters on eBay, set a maximum price so you're not tempted. If your budget is $200, maybe set a maximum for $250 or $300. You could always make an offer down to $200. But don't get tempted by a $2,000 book that you cannot afford. So, and use whatever tools are necessary. If you're buying a lot of comic books, a subscription service like Cover Price, Go Collect, etc., can be useful. eBay sold listings are pretty good as well. And even if you go to somebody like My Comic Shop, you can kind of get an idea of what they're charging and then say, okay, that's kind of the max of what I'm looking to spend on this particular issue, and try to get it for lower than that. So if you guys have any hits and helps, tricks of buying, this is just buying off eBay. There's also, you can buy on Whatnot, you can buy on private sales, you can, go to shows, go to flea markets, but know your values, right? And if you go to, a comic store, so a flea market, maybe see if there's room to work, right? If the book's listed for $200 and you think it's worth about $150, if that's the most you're willing to pay, if that's a reasonable offer, see if they'll work with you. Worst they can do is say no. A lot of these books are available elsewhere. You can find them. Anything mostly from Silver Age up, find something in very high grade. It can be very tempting, but, take a look, see what's out there. Hopefully these hints are useful. ways to figure out value, ways to figure out condition. Those things are always related. And the more you look at stuff, the more time you invest in, the better your informed decisions, and you're going to get better spend your money.
So there you have it. There's the video. If you have any more information on this particular branch of scam, it has to be a scam, because the only other alternative is that somebody decided to resell this book 2 months after they bought it for almost half of what it's worth and take like a $7,000+ loss, plus fees. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Thanks to everyone for stopping by. And this is Jim saying until next time, enjoy your comics.